Hey, what's up? I'm Mike, and today we're going to be doing some laser stuff. I have no idea what I'm doing, so this should be fun. Um, I got the Ortur Laser Master 2 20 watt about a month and a half ago, maybe. Um, and I've had absolutely nothing but a great time with it. I haven't seen too many, um, what are they called, tutorials out there about this particular brand or anything. As far as particular settings and things like that, I haven't really found any like how-to videos with this. I've kind of been figuring out on my own, so I thought I'd make a video myself. All right. Well, we have a rare opportunity right now. It is winter in Nebraska, um, so we don't have many like really nice days. Today's pretty good though, so I think we're gonna go outside and try to do some spray painting of tiles because I'm almost out and I need more. So that's what we're gonna go do. So that was fun. Um, I now have a window open because it smells like lacquer thinner in my basement, regardless of the fact that I opened it all outside. Um, as you saw, I ended up taking a few of the tiles out um, because, well, debris. You get grass and bugs and stuff that land on it all the time. So that affects some of the productivity and efficiency of what I do. Of course, like I said, I'm just beginning. I have no idea what I'm doing still. Um, and over time, this will become a much more efficient practice, so I don't have a stack of do-overs every single time. Um, as far as um, questions, comments, ideas for what to do, I have some acrylic sitting here that I could practice some stuff with. It's clear. I don't know how well that'll work. I got it from my sister, so we'll see how it does. For now, I think I'm just going to do some driftwood. Or, well, I guess it's not really driftwood, it's just reclaimed wood. Dead wood, whatever you want to call it. I think it's dead wood. But, I'm going to get this set up and maybe get some laser action going because I know that's what everybody wants to see. So yeah, we will see you on the flip side. Actually, I changed my mind. I think I'm gonna go with what do I want to go with? guys, gals, people, friends. I have no idea. I thought I had an idea. I might just start you off with some simple, easy cardboard so that I'm not sitting here messing with a whole lot of stuff. This has gotten a little wordy. So I think I'm just going to start off with a nice, simple cardboard. And then Selja Landsfoss Waterfall. Where is that? Norway? Iceland? Something? I don't know. Up in that area of the world. And I know that I butchered that like crazy. I think that's what we're going to do though. Just so that you can see kind of what I'm doing here. Get you pointed over this direction. Actually, all right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this image, if I can select it, here we go, and we're going to show our properties, and we're going to turn the gamma down a little bit so we don't have as much exposure light, because we're going to turn the contrast way up. Oh, maybe we want a little. All right, now we've got a nice high contrast image to work with. So we're going to go into our cuts and layers, and we see that it's automatically set to an image because it's an imported deal. And we are going to set our power to we'll say 57.5. And that is because we are not doing a grayscale. This is generally very dark, but we are going to be doing half tone. And we are going to increase our cells per inch so that it's a nice even gradient. And what this does is it's basically dithering. It's just the pattern of dithering to enhance the image quality. We'll do 100 cells per inch. That's a nice, decent gradient. We're going to pass it twice. And since it's cardboard, we are not doing 1200. That's about ceramic speed. We'll do a 3000. dots per inch. We do not need a 2.5 centimeter overscan. An overscan is to help keep the piece cool enough so that you don't have edge burning and things like that. We'll have a 1 centimeter overscan. We are going to move this to the center of the page, and then we are going to turn on our laser. All right, I'm going to move you to a wider angle so you can see both the computer and the laser. All right, so we have Lightburn here. I actually just got the full version myself. Well, not full version, the non-trial version. The really cool thing about Lightburn is that they don't just give you this basic nothing software that you can't do anything with. They give you the full run just on a temporary license. So I finally got the permanent license. Right here I have, this is just a template to cut out some felt pads for some coasters I was making yesterday actually. But I'm going to use this to show you some of the tools. So here we have our select tool, obviously. It matters which direction you drag. If it's red, it will only select the item that is fully enveloped. It will not grab any of these longer lines or anything unless you select them as well. If you grab green, it will select anything partially included in the square or in the outline. And then you have draw tools. You can make straight lines connected end to end, and it will snap as long as you have your settings appropriate. I'm sure everyone goes through all their settings when they have something like this, but it will snap to your shape anywhere along. And then, I mean, squares, of course, and you can change your width and height. You can lock your size ratio and everything, or unlock it. You can change your position up in here, as well as just drag it around. This is really useful, especially when you're first starting to like learn your laser setup. It helps. I mean, it just helps. Anyways, I haven't messed with any of this too much. I'm still obviously beginner. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, right here. Beginner mode. This tells you where in reference to your selection you are placing. So if you have it selected down in this corner, your Y position will be relative to this metric down here. So it's moving everything from this corner. If you have it centered, it moves it from the center. If you have it in this corner, it moves it from this corner. Pretty easy. And then things like fonts and all that. And then things like fonts and such, you have, you can set your size at height, and then you can adjust your spacing between characters as well. You can choose to weld them together as if you're going to cut them out. Bold, italic, uppercase, all that. I'm sure people have used things like Word before, or text editing documents before. So we can do something like this. And we can change our font. And whatever fonts you have on your computer, any text font files that you have on your computer will be included in this list. It is whatever you already have. I don't know if that's a common thing. I haven't really paid too much attention to text editing softwares over the years. But I thought that was really cool. So, anywho. And then, let's see, what else do we want to see? Over here, you can see we have our cut and layer menu, which you can expand into a full screen window. Here you can select whether it's a line, a fill, or an offset fill, which is, I'm not sure yet, actually. I believe it's fills from the center and offsets in a spiral at whatever increment you choose. That's what I would assume from this and your interval and all that. And then your speed and everything. Speed is out of 1,000, or I'm sorry, max or power is out of 1,000 on the manual. I'm not sure what that means specifically, but you just take away a 0 and you have your percentage on Lightburn. The Ortur Lasermaster 2 does not have air assist, but everything has air assist default on. The Ortur has its cooling fans, which does a pretty good job of dissipating most smoke. I haven't had much issue with inconsistent burning. That wasn't my own mistake. So, anywho. And I had it set to 600, which is pretty slow, actually. But I was cutting excessively thick felt. Well, here. I don't know if you can see that, but that's nice and thick. And it still only got about that far through it. So, as you can tell, I've never done this before. I'm just kind of making a video. You know, COVID, right? Output selects whether or not the image or whether or not the information from this layer is being output. So say we have, well, actually, we will ungroup so that they are all individual. Okay, maybe we can't. Okay, never mind. We'll just make more letters out of a different layer. So you see here, now we have 2 separate layers over on this tab panel. And this speed is at 3,000, which is decently fast when you're doing stuff like cardboard. It's excessively fast when you're doing things like tile. Or, I don't know, I guess wood it's a pretty decent speed for wood. It really, I guess, just depends on what you're doing. And I've played with the settings. I mean, I've only had the thing a little over a month, I guess. And I've been playing with settings pretty non-stop every day for a couple of hours at least. So that's about as much as I've got for the actual software itself. We're going to get onto materials and stuff that I have that I've been messing with, and then we'll get over to the laser, I think, for our little grand finale hyperlapse video montage deal thing. Because I'm still trying to decide what I even want to do. Alright, so what we want to do now is get our cardboard lined up. So what I'm going to do is make sure that my image is selected. I am going to make sure that it is in my center. I am going, and the Ortur Laser Master 2 is 430 by 400, so 43 centimeters by 40 centimeters. So the middle is 200 by 15, or 215. Now we want to move the laser to our selection, and we are going to go to move, fire, make sure you have your goggles. I have tried not using goggles before, which many thousands of people out there, I'm sure, will say something along the lines of, that's a dumb idea. And it is. But me being the person that I am, had to figure it out for myself. So I spent a whole day with blurry blue vision. Don't do it. And with this image being what it is, I am not going to be overly concerned with how well it lines up. It's just a piece of scrap cardboard. I did not do anything special with this. I'm just going to tape it down and let it run. I spent probably 14 hours on just playing with cardboard settings alone. With images and figuring out the lines and offsets and outlines and cutouts and everything that I thought I might need to learn. And I am finding similar time constraints with things like felt and tile. Not time constraints, time requirements for learning. So there's that. I forgot to measure what we had here. We got about 220, well, about 225, 224. 224, and this is in millimeters. Lightburn, I have found, works best on the Ortur Laser Master 2 with millimeters, not pixels, not inches, not pixels, millimeters, inches, nothing. Millimeters works best, and this is 176, so 224, and this is too wide. So we're going to keep the aspect locked, and we are going to drop this down to 200. Give us a little room around the edges for tape and such. And that automatically resized that as well. Now we can see. Oh, another important thing. If you have something set where you want it and you just need it a little smaller, make sure that you have your sizing oriented to the center, because if you have it on a corner or a side, it will shrink down in the direction of that size or corner, or side or corner. Um, however, if you wanted it to be lined up perfectly, then so be it. Suppose I don't know what your purposes would be, huh? There. And we're gonna move that over. And all I really want right now is just to make sure that it's on the piece and that I have enough room to tape it down. Alright, that looks good. So we're going to move this to the center. I'm going to start cutting some tape. You know, I thought it'd be weird to talk to a camera, or, you know, my phone, or whatever perspective you want to use on it. It's really not that weird. I don't know if it's getting used to just seeing people on YouTube talking, or spending too much time at home and I've gone a little crazy, but this is surprisingly easy. And the reason I say that it's easy is because, well, I've had stage fright my entire life. I stood in front of a class full of maybe 12 students for debate class. And I'm pretty sure I had an out-of-body experience. I was so nervous. I remember standing up in front of the class, watching my teacher at the back of the room, like me standing over his shoulder, watching him write 94 on my grade sheet. And then I sat back down at my spot in the front of the class. Make sure our dot is still nice and narrow. Now, I don't know what everybody else's laser head, the laser focus system looks like, but the way this is set up is it's from the bottom of the cooling element, right from the bottom of the heat fins, to the surface. It is not this adjustment dial at all. The laser distance starts from the bottom of the square, not the bottom of the circle. So that's something to keep in mind. Also, I have it running right now and I can feel a very slight noun breeze. That's something to keep in mind as well. It will cool off your pieces, so if you're trying to do something like the Norton white tile method, it is not going to have very deep, dark blacks where it should. It and that's why I have the little plastic cup that I mentioned earlier. That I now can't. Oh, there it is. So, anyways, without further ado, I think I'm going to switch over to a hyperlapse and get you going.